Let me ask you a question and answer with 100% honesty, complete transparency. Are your friends good people? If you didn't answer with yes immediately, then the answer is no. If you had to think about it, are my friends really? Then the answer is no. And if the answer is no, this video is going to be very valuable for you because it's very important who we choose to spend our time with, who we choose to be our friends. Because this saying is so old but so true that you become the sum of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. You will become like your friends. This is why it's so important to pick out carefully who you want your friends to be. And what's crazy is that most of us never really consider what do we want in a friendship. What kind of values and qualities do I want from a friend? How does a good friend look like to me? Most of us don't have a criteria for a friendship. Our friends just become who we spend most of our time with, who we go to school with, we see 5 times every week. Who sits next to us in class, that's who our friend will become. But you gotta realize, just because you spend a lot of time with someone, it doesn't mean that you're friends with them. Really. Friends is just a lot more than that. A friend is not just someone who you spend a lot of time with. And thinking about your friends right now, have you ever asked yourself, do I really want to be friends with them? Are they actually good people? Would I want to become like them? Do I respect them? And do they respect me? Do they want the best for me? Have you ever asked yourself any of those questions? And this is why I think that a lot of friendships are not genuine, real friendships. Because as we said before, if you just spend a lot of time with someone, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are your friend. Because you're not really friends with them. You are friends with the same substance. You guys are just friends with the same drug, the same substance, the same activity. You just share a common interest in the same thing, the same drug activity, whatever. You're just playing video games together, or drinking together, smoking together, partying together. But you guys are actually not that genuine friends. Let me explain. You might have someone who you play games with, video games on Discord, whatever. You might think that you're having a great time. But what if we took out the video gaming out of that friendship? Would you still remain friends with them? If, for example, you just stopped playing video games, would you still be friends with them? You would see that the friendship would start falling apart because that was all that was holding it up. You just liked playing video games together. But otherwise, there's nothing to that. You might not even have similar values. You're on self-improvement and he's still watching porn and playing video games all night. And this is also true for smoking. A lot of people are friends with others because they just smoke together. Because it's easier to smoke together, it's fun to smoke together. But the moment you take the smoking out of that, the friendship is gone. I had friendships like this too, where the whole friendship was just based on us playing video games together and smoking together. The moment I stopped doing those two things, the friendship started going down. So ask yourself, are you really friends with them? Or are you just both crackheads? Are you just two crackheads addicted to the same substance? Or are you just friends with the same substance, drug activity? Or are you just partying together? Or are you just drinking together? And what happened to me, this is how you really know if they are a fake friend, is that when you stop doing that bad habit, when you stop smoking, when you stop playing video games or drinking, going out partying, they will start to dislike you. They will say that, what happened to you? Why did you quit? I thought you were cool. They will look down you because you quit that. And now that you quit it, there's no ground to the relationship, to the friendship. This is what also happened to me. I had a guy who I was friends with, and the moment I stopped playing video games and smoking, it stopped. It all just stopped. Because every time we were together, we were either playing video games, smoking, or talking about smoking. That was all of our friendship. You might be able to relate to that. You might have friends like that right now. The moment I stepped away from those, the friendship fell apart. So really ask yourself this question. Are you really friends with them or friends with the same substance? Do they really care about you? Do you really want to be friends with them? And if the answer is not a definitive yes, then it's a no. And don't be afraid to cut them off. Don't be afraid to leave that friend group, that friendship circle. Because you gotta ask yourself, what is more important to me? Is it them, satisfy them by staying with them, still doing these bad habits? Or is it me? What is more important to you? Now this doesn't mean that you leave in a rude way, telling them how a bad person they are. No. Leave the friendship respectfully. Tell them how grateful you are for all this time that you guys spent together and all the experiences you guys got together, but our life path just went different ways. And tell them that it's been a good ride. I wish you the best. And most of the time, the moment you stop talking to them, or the moment you stop texting them, you might not even have to send them this text. It will just fade out. So what you could do, for example, you might have that video game group or whatever. Just send this message to them, this respectful message that you're grateful for all the time, ... Send this to the group chat and just leave. Just leave. Now it's important to find some real genuine friends, especially for us men, to find other masculine men around us who will criticize us, who will not tolerate our bullshit, and who will call you out on your bullshit. Because for example, if you stopped playing video games and then out of nowhere you just started playing again 2-3 hours every day, wasting your time on video games, what would a chump friend say? A loser friend? He wouldn't probably say anything. He might even join you playing video games. But what would a masculine man say? A friend who actually cares about you. He wouldn't tolerate your bullshit. He would call you out on that and tell you, shake you, slap you in the face and tell you, what are you doing? You said that you will stop playing video games. You told me about your goals, and here you are playing 3 hours every day. Get yourself back together. That is what a real friend would do. Would shake some sense to you and slap you and tell you that what are you doing? They would criticize you. And what's interesting is that your capacity to take criticism, how you respond to criticism, is your ability to take in masculine energy. That's how you respond to masculine energy. How you respond to criticism. When someone criticizes you, do you respond by becoming defensive? By becoming shy, closing down? Or do you actually hear them out and realize your mistakes? How do you respond to criticism? So it's important to have friends around you who genuinely care about you, who want the best for you, and friends whom you can trust. And another way to see how good your friend is how he responds to you telling them good and bad news. Because a good friend is a good friend when you tell them good news. He tells you that great, I wish 10 more of those things happened to you. And when you tell them bad news, a good friend doesn't start telling you about how their problems are way worse than you. He doesn't start talking about their problems. He hears you out. And maybe helps you, tries to help you, but he hears you out, not interrupting you, not even caring about your problem by just throwing their problem at you. But if you are not like those great friends, if you are still a loser playing video games, watching porn 3 times a day, if you're still wasting your time on social media, don't expect to find great friends like that. If you're still friends with those friends who do those bad habits, who smoke, who party, who play video games, don't expect to find those higher quality, better friends. Because really ask yourself, would like a really good friend be friends with you as you are right now? Would they want to be friends with you? So first, you have to cut off those old friends who might not even be real friends. Because otherwise they will drag you down. You can't have like one leg in a pool and still trying to get out. You can't be in one circle of a relationship and still try to find a new one. Because that guy will see you, that you're still friends with the guy who smokes weed. And would he really want to be friends with you? So you gotta cut them off and start becoming a man who they would become a friend with. Start improving yourself, becoming a man of character with good values. And in this time, in this transitioning phase, you might have to be alone for some time. You might have to be by yourself for some time. I'm not saying that you should be this like lone wolf guy. I think that's completely stupid. Humans are not built for that. Humans are not like that. We are supposed to be around other people, contributing to them, helping them, spreading love. You aren't supposed to be this lone wolf type of guy. And then when you finally meet someone, or even if you can do this with your friends that you have right now, put them against your new criteria. Put them against the kind of friends that you want. And ask yourself, do I really want to become friends with them? Would they be a good friend? And if the answer is not a definitive yes, then you probably know what's the answer. It's a no. And especially if they don't fit to your criteria, it's of course a no. I hope that this video was valuable for you. If you have any questions, if you want any advice, I'm doing free one-on-one coaching calls. You can send me an email and I'll send you my Discord name and we'll contact each other. So email in the description. I hope that this video was helpful for you. I hope that it helped. Please share your thoughts in the comments. I'm very interested actually about your thoughts because it gives me great feedback. Because I might be telling you a bunch of bullshit that is not even true. So it's great for me and also for the whole community to share our thoughts, to discuss things. Is this actually how it is? Like, how do you see it? You can tell us about your experience with friends, fake friends, what a good friend is. You can freely share your thoughts about it in the comments. I will try to respond to you. So, I hope that this video was great. Have a great day and goodbye.